Hello, it's Ashton Lewis,
And I'm Daphne Lynn.
and you are listening to the
NDE World Podcast.
Welcome to the NDE World Podcast. I am your host, Ashton Lewis. In the studio today with me, I have the lovely Miss Daphne Lynn. Hello, Daphne Lynn. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic, baby. As always. Well, most of the time.
For most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time.
That's always a blessing, waking up and having such a heart that you have, that great positive energy that you always have.
Yeah.
You're so loving.
These 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock mornings, though, man.
They wear you out, don't they? But
I've got
we
my
just
hot
get it better.
tea. I've got my hot tea. I'm waking up, so it's good, guys. So y'all roll with us. We've got a really good episode for you guys today. Welcome, everyone. Those who are here and tuning in for the first time, welcome. Those who are returning, welcome back. And as always, don't forget to go to the website, NDE.world, for more information on who we are. Tons of podcasts and topics and all kind of goodies there for you. So, again, that address is
NDE.world.
Moving right on along. Now, today's topic of discussion is pretty interesting. It's pretty fascinating, but this really gives you a perspective, a broader perspective and a respect, it should, if nothing else, of the variety of different people's beliefs and things like that, and their experiences during their, NDEs, where they actually meet different deities.
Yeah.
And some meet, this one and some meet that one. I don't want to give away any names yet, but it's just to give you a perspective of, the variety. They're not just crossing over and only seeing one deity. Is really the point of all of this. So
Right.
so a lot of it has to do with, maybe how they were raised or where they grew up at, or these are all influences, and it varies for different people.
It really does. I think it's individualized.
It is.
For the person that's having the experience, it's something that they need in their walk to progress and grow.
Exactly. Yeah. Even the good and the not so good NDEs. We hear of the DNDEs, the
Yes,
distress.
of course.
It's really for a good cause. It's
To help you to
help
grow
that
as a
person
soul.
change. Yeah. Good point. Well, today's question that we had gathered from these groups these near-death experience groups, the person asked this question: has anyone met any religious deities other than Jesus? Okay.
Wow, good question.
Good question, yeah. So keep in mind, many do see Jesus, okay, or the Spirit, or some say what they think is Jesus, or what they feel is Jesus, or what they would believe is Jesus. A lot of them don't really know. And then a lot of them say, yeah, I saw Jesus. I just knew it was Jesus, So, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to share all the different deities and all the different things and, that people actually see when they cross over.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's the question. Has anyone met any religious deities other than Jesus? So this first comment, Daphne, if you want to go ahead and respond.
Yes, of course. It says, I met Sanat Kumara, also known as the Ancient of Days. Now, this just reminds me, and I had never heard this or of Sanat Kumara until Miss Anna's experiences that she shared.
She did share that with us, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a very common one that is met in NDEs, and I like that fact that it's known as the Ancient of Days.
Also, it says here that ancient spiritual being in various esoteric traditions, and being the ancients of days. But I don't know. I don't want to go into something I don't really know much about, because I'm just learning about that. So I'm not even going to go down that line right there. But that's one person there that this person saw. This next person says, I am not any religion, and I met Moses. I had no idea who he was. I thought he built the boat. LOL. Thankfully, he wasn't offended. He taught me prayers. He told me that he also taught Jesus when Jesus was on earth. He taught me how to protect myself and others. He taught me how to use energy, shielding and blessing through natural water and prayer. He is amazing and very sweet, funny, and protective. I am very thankful for him and wish more people got to experience his energy and knowledge. He is very powerful yet humble. He was a tall male in his early 30s, long hair, beard, wearing robes. I am not religious, was never exposed to church outside of weddings and funerals, and we had no Bible in my home. So yeah, he taught me a lot. LOL.
Wow, yes.
Okay, so this person saw Moses. Comments.
Okay, so yeah, each person has their deity or character that they meet. I mean, it's just this person thought that Moses was the one who built the boat. So yeah, they had no biblical knowledge. They didn't go to church. The only time they went to church was for like weddings or funerals. So there was no biblical knowledge that this person had. So it's amazing that the way that this person is describing what Moses looked like is almost tied in with the character of Jesus or Yeshua because of the age. Because, you know, myself, when I hear Moses, I think the old man, you know, leading the people, and then up on the mountain as an old man. I don't think of him as a young man in his 30s.
Right. Let me ask you this. But wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't this tie in with every NDE that we get reports back on? That when people see their loved ones, when people see this one,
I know where you're going with this.
They don't see old. They always
Exactly,
see,
yes.
They say, well, they look like they were in about their 30s, or they look like they were about 30.
Oh, yes.
So maybe that 30, there's something about that 30 age is a prime. Something,
prime
I don't know. I'm
health
just
and
throwing
everything.
something out there to think about.
Yes, I totally agree with that because, I mean, I have had dream visits from both my parents. You know, they have both passed on, transition. So every time they've ever appeared to me, it is in that younger, vibrant, full of life state. So that is something that this person saw through Moses, was that vibrant, young, healthy person.
What about the part where it says here that he said that Moses had told this guy that he taught Jesus when Jesus was on earth? I believe it's a spiritual thing. It has to be. If Moses, you know, because Moses would have already been deceased, so it would have been his spirit. You know, if Jesus or Yeshua is tapping into that spiritual world, that Christ consciousness, then Moses is already part of that consciousness already. So it would be easy to tap into that and be taught by all those, you know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't in the Bible the transfiguration, those present with Jesus was Moses and Elijah?
Correct, yeah.
So
they were right there with him in spirit. That was the spirit.
It's the energy of that.
Yeah, so Yeshua had dropped the flesh right there at the transfiguration. You know, the vessel, he just dropped it right there in front of him.
Pure
and
energy.
showed how this is who I really am. Boom. You know, and it's just amazing. And then, like I said, you have Moses and Elijah, and they're talking. And it was so real, and it is real. It wasn't just an illusion, and it was very real. That's why it's the transfiguration that, you know, they
That
were wanting
pure
to,
energy
hey, let's
source.
get some tents and set up for you guys, and y'all can stay here. Did they want to stay here and hang out with us? I don't recall the actual wording, but it was something like that. So it was so real. But yeah, that was that energy, that tapping into that spirit world, and boom, right there in front of you. That lets you know that these beings are still alive.
Oh yeah, and he even goes on to say, or this person says that character taught the person how to use energy by shielding and blessing through natural water and prayer.
And from what I understand, that was one of the things that Yeshua also mastered as well, was the elements and, you know, being able to use the spirit and the world of nature and the elements and all those things to be able to get things done. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Any further comments before we move along? This next person says they saw actually Mother Durga on her lion, and this happened after a near-death experience due to a car accident. So, in case you don't know who Mother Durga is, that's one of the Hindu goddesses, isn't it, Daphne?
Yes. You know, and she's the her significance is the embodiment of feminine power, like Shakti, and a protector against evil. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So that is that shows right there. So, do they see other people besides Jesus? Yes. Do they see Jesus? Yes. But they also see others. Like this one says, they saw Mother Durga.
Yeah, and I like the way that also brings out the because we had to go on and get some information about some of these characters because I really didn't know some of them. So in this, it says that her symbolism is depicted as one riding on a lion or tiger. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, because this person in the NDE said that they saw Mother Durga and her lion.
Yeah, and it actually, the next comment ties in with the Durga figure because the next one says that I met Shiva and Durga in a few different dreams. I am not Hindu, nor did I even know they existed. Shiva was on an ox and Durga was on a tiger. I researched them based on the animals they rode after I woke up from the first dream. It is very humbling to discover that other energies seek us out when we are blissfully ignorant.
It is amazing because this person said they weren't Hindu, and both Shiva and Durga are
Hindu gods and goddesses.
Yeah, yeah. So this person wasn't even Hindu, but they met them when they had the NDE. Think about that. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, and even tying it right back into the previous comment, the previous one saw Durga on a lion, and then the other person saw Durga on a tiger. So that's that we was reading from the deity list.
Yeah.
Was that she is depicted on riding either a lion or a tiger. So each person got to see whatever animal it was that they saw.
And that's something.
It is. It's pretty amazing, really.
It is. It is. Very good. Very good. Well, moving right on along. This next one says that I did hospice work and can tell you that people see God in whatever form they accept him or her to be.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. Yeah, that people will see God. And I believe that as well. I believe that God's going to appear as it needs to whoever, however that person needs to be gotten to or experienced that, some see Jesus because Jesus is that highest representation of the highest good or the highest love in that person's mind, in their world. Jesus represents that highest. Well, chances are they're probably going to see Jesus.
If you're raised in the States,
it's not 100. It's not 100%. But you will.
Right. Right.
And then again, you don't even have to be a Christian or anything, and you can see Jesus, and you can be a Christian and then actually see other deities as well.
Exactly,
so
yes.
It's not limited to any certain one.
Mm-hmm.
But like it says here, God's going to appear as God needs to appear. I am.
That's right.
This
I
next
am
one,
that I am.
Yeah, the next one says, I saw the light as being a female, much unlike my Christian upbringing, which taught God was male. This is a good one. Daphne, comments.
Definitely. It just reminds me of the many experiences that we've heard where that source, that divine essence of light is both male and female.
Or masculine, feminine.
Yes, thank you for...
No, that's okay. But
that's what I was going to say. It's
yeah.
not male or female, but masculine and feminine because there is no gender.
Beyond the gender.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very well said. We get that a lot. A lot of people don't understand that because there are, in fact, we covered that in some previous episodes on the different religions that teach duality and the ones who teach the oneness,
Oh, I know, yeah.
And so, we teach and believe, even the Bible will teach this if you're willing to go for it, really look into it. But, God is all. God is both mother, father. God is masculine and feminine. It's not just a he. It's not just the masculine. It's not just the male. If you are that, then you are in a cult. You're in a religion that preaches, the masculine deity. And they totally destroyed mother.
The feminine, yeah.
Most people who worship God as a he, they took the deity or the mother, the goddess, the feminine, and turned it into the Holy Spirit. So in Christianity, the Holy Spirit is actually the feminine, the mother. A lot of people don't know that as well.
And that's how you get the son, the mother, the father, the son.
the mother and the son, yeah. But that's actually goes even deeper. I don't want to go down that right
that's another subject altogether.
That's esoteric, stuff there. But okay, let's go ahead and move on to this next one, Daphne. If you don't mind, go ahead and take that one for us, please.
Sure. It says, I think we usually interpret such things with the frameworks we have, our understanding of the world, and how things fit together. For most people in the States, that's Christianity. But when people look at their experiences and just relay what happened without any comparisons, they find that religion is what does not fit. We're talking about the light and archetypes, but also interactions with boatmen, guardians, guides, companions, etc. This isn't even addressing the landscapes.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I like how this person brings out, it's kind of like what we were saying earlier, a lot of it, okay, pretty much has to do with the frameworks that we have, that we've developed. And a lot of that is influenced by our upbringing, where we're at. Like this even brings out, like, Christianity is really big in the United States, but it's not the Christianity of history or the beginning of what a really true Christian is. It's become more of a religion instead of really a way of really going within themselves and making that change into that, tapping into the Christ consciousness and becoming a real Christian. As long as they're trying or doing and seeking their higher, greater good, and being disciplined enough to make changes within themselves and learn from these teachers like Jesus. Most of them, they don't want to do nothing because they say, well, Jesus has got my back. Just saying. I'm just saying. So if you have that kind of mindset that you don't have to do nothing, you can even go as far as sinning and corrupting and doing things because you're saved or because somebody died for you.
That's not, there's no self-responsibility in that concept. Myself, I am responsible for myself.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for anybody else. It is each one with their own walk that they have to deal with.
You have to. And this is what Jesus taught.
It's self-responsibility.
Yeah. Self-discipline,
you can't, somebody else cannot take care of your walk.
Yeah. So if you're using, your regardless of your religion, as long as that religion is taking you to a higher place and you are putting forth the effort, okay, that's the key.
Yes.
Self-responsibility, self-discipline. You can believe whatever you want, but are you walking the walk or are you just talking the talk? Okay, because Masters taught us, Jesus taught us, there's so many ways. Are you walking the walk or are you just doing what you want to do and say, it's okay, somebody's got my back. I'm covered. So just be careful and question that and question where you're at with the reality. Another thing I noticed real quick here before we move on to the next one. Not only do people see deities, okay, and these archetypes, things like that, but also, like it says here, boatmen, guardians, guides, angels, companions, pets, family members, ancestors. I mean, so you meet so many different beings. It's not just spiritual religious beings as well.
Right. And they go on to bring out that, and this isn't even addressing the landscapes, because in each scenario of NDEs, there is a place.
Landscapes,
Yeah, the landscape of where and what's going on. So it's a whole 360 experience.
Yeah, wow. Okay, moving on along. This next one says that I have met with Buddha and Jesus upon the astral plane. Cool. A collective of my spiritual ancestors I knew in the physical throughout my lifetimes, and also star people. Wow. Okay, cool. So this person met Buddha and Jesus. I like this, a collective of their spiritual ancestors. Mm-hmm. So they met a lot of their ancestors, even star people. So all kind of angelic spiritual beings.
I am hearing a lot of mention, or not hearing, but reading a lot about star people, that we come from stars and we are stars. Stars are energy. So I think it's just that tying everything back together.
Sure. even angels in the Bible are called stars.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so we can refer to stars as beings, as angelic type spiritual beings. Their own kind of being. Yeah,
Yeah.
star people.
Yeah. And for those who don't know who Buddha is, he was an enlightened teacher who shared the insights on overcoming suffering and achieving nirvana. And he represents enlightenment, compassion, and shares the path to spiritual awakening.
Yeah, very good, very good. And he, I believe, was around the 4th, 5th century BCE, according to the actual report here. So, yeah, so that's Buddha. And that's where you get a lot of what we know as the actual Buddhism religion, you know. So, beautiful religion. I love Buddhism. I'm very connected to Buddhism.
You know, and I'm going to say this from my own walk. I remember when I was a Jehovah's Witness and was taught that everything outside of Jehovah was demonic. Yeah. You did not go to anything else. You didn't research anything else because it was demonic. You didn't want to take that information in. You didn't want to put it in your mind because it affected you. So coming out of that religion and actually doing the research, Buddha is a beautiful, enlightened human being that walked the earth. You know, so it's that do as I say, not as I do. You know,
and then if I may, you know, you were following this deity they call Jehovah, and that condemns everything and everyone else outside of that organization. I'm very familiar with it. And then when you discover that even Jehovah itself was a god of chaos, confusion, and destruction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a eye-opener for me when I started coming out.
The god of chaos and destruction.
Confusion.
And confusion. You know,
right.
And once you really get into that group, you can see there's a lot of confusion going on.
Right.
I mean, they one of their main teachings, they teach that Jesus Christ himself was Michael the Archangel. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, guys. I don't even want to go down. I don't even want to go down that. You know, no, I'm not going to go down there. But that's just one, and there are so many.
With that thought, I'm going to add this before we move on from this subject. With that thought, if Michael and Jesus were the same, then when that figure Jesus was crucified and was supposed to go sit at the right hand, which one of the two of them doesn't get to make it back? Because one of the two of them doesn't get to exist anymore.
Yeah. But I've also heard them, well, they had an answer for that. Well, he turned back into Michael when he got back to heaven.
Yeah. I mean, but that's still destroying what had went and made that sacrifice.
You know, I could show you scripture, 2,000 scriptures about Jesus. I am the way, I am the life, I am the vine, I am the teacher, I am the... there's tons and tons and tons, but never ever once did he or any one of his disciples anywhere in Scripture say that I am Michael the Archangel.
Yep.
Or you are Michael the Archangel, or he is Michael the Archangel.
Right.
Now you can take the Scripture now and you can twist things up like that and read into it, but guys, no. Yeah. I don't want to go there. I love you all. I love all of the Jehovah's Witnesses, the people themselves, but I've got nothing for the indoctrination anymore.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing with the doctrines.
Any religion, it's poison.
The people across every plane, across every religion, are absolutely beautiful because each is a divine expression of source energy, that divine essence. Every single one of us is beauty.
Regardless of your beliefs.
Regardless of our belief system.
Beliefs have nothing to do with it, guys.
Exactly.
If your beliefs divide, you've got the wrong set of beliefs. Get rid of them. Adopt a new set of beliefs.
Shed them and change them.
Yeah.
Like changing clothes.
Absolutely. Well, moving right on along. Miss Daphne, would you take the next one, please?
Sure. It says, I met an angel in my NDE. This was an extremely powerful, intelligent being, an entity of love and light. I could have easily mistaken my angel for God or for some other entity. I call my angel she by my choice. I do not really believe that gender applies to angels or to God. I just do not like the pronoun it. Fortunately for me, my angel told me who she was, and she even told me her beautiful name.
Very good, very good. So this person met an angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, a beautiful angel. It was a she. I'm saying they were referring to it as a she. They picked up on the energy, probably more the feminine energy. Not that it was a female or a male, but that feminine energy. Yeah.
Even like in one of our episodes with Anna, she talked about when she was in that pure state that she felt very masculine, and she was female. So that's that energy transfer, that returning to divine essence.
I can't help but think about Nola. Her experience with God was she felt both the masculine and the feminine. She felt mother and father.
Yeah.
So she felt the both of the, So.
Yeah. And there's so many beautiful experiences where that divine essence is not gender, but that divine essence is not female gender and it's not male gender, but it is the feminine and the masculine essence.
Yeah, the spiritual energy. Which is one of the laws of hermetics. It's actually a universal law.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the masculine and the feminine, the polarity. I believe it is. Law of polarity. Very good.
And this person brought out how extremely powerful that angel or entity was. That it was of love and light, and that the person could have easily mistaken that angel for God.
Yeah. I also like how they brought out, we were kind of covering this earlier, that they don't really like to use the actual pronoun he to apply it to angels or even God, and that's kind of like what we were bringing out earlier.
It doesn't like to do the pronoun it.
Yeah, and they don't like to do it either. Yeah. Anyway, moving on along, this next one says that all deities or guardian angels in Centauria correlate with the gods in other cultures. All religions, in my vision, lead to God. They are all God. It's just they appear as energy, and your mind may observe them or see them in your historical understanding and perception of them. Shango is the fire and lightning god, yet he also correlates with Zeus, the lightning god.
Interesting.
Yeah, comments.
Yeah, I mean, this person says that that all religions in their vision led to God. And that is one thing that I have heard all my life. All paths lead to source, to God. So we have to stop condemning each other, putting each other down because someone is in a different church or belief system than what you may share.
A different skin color, or a different language, or different. Man, people have gotten freaking crazy on the garbage that we try to divide each other with.
Yeah, we have to remember that's what I was going to say, our oneness, our divinity within. That brings change in our life. And like this person brought out, they are all God.
Exactly.
They are all God.
Yeah.
And they bring out that, they appear as energy in a way that your mind can observe or see them based on your historical understanding or perception.
Yeah, and if I may add to it, guys, remember this: God is too big to put into a box.
Yes.
God is too big to put into a religion.
Why try to do it?
Religion. Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Get rid of the box.
God's too big to put himself into one human. God is in everything.
Everything.
And
even the nothingness is God.
It's awakening.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And there's beauty in understanding that.
It is, and that's not speaking from ego, guys. That's with love. And those who love can grasp and understand what we're saying. This next comment says that we create whatever is in our imagination. That is why Greek gods exist in the Matrix. Thoughts create things. Daphne?
Yeah, I mean, I believe this in the fact, in the point that through NDEs, your thoughts create your experience. Whether you create it as distressing or it is pleasant. That is something your mind has created.
That's right. That's true. You create that reality.
And it seems very real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just mind.
Yeah. Well, think about this. Thoughts are things, and if the imagination is real, if imagination is on some other dimension, some other plane, and it does exist, then so do these Greek gods. It says that's how they exist in the Matrix. If you can go to altered states of consciousness, and you can probably find deities and beings and things like that, because these are thoughts. Thoughts create things.
Exactly, yes.
So I just thought that was pretty interesting. So
Yes.
all right, moving on along. Would you take the next one, Miss Daphne, please?
Yes, it says, I met a feminine energy. She seemed to be made out of fluid lightning, and her aura looked like blue fire. Angel, goddess, the embodiment of empathy has many names in many cultures.
I like that.
Yes, wow. I like the fact that it was a feminine energy. It wasn't just like a person figure there, but an energy. And we hear that a lot is it's faceless. It's an energy that is emanating from a figure.
Or an energy, like
An
fire.
energy, yeah. And this one was like fluid lightning of a blue fire.
Think about that.
So yeah, that's amazing.
Instead, they didn't really know if it was an angel or a goddess, but they actually experienced something. But here's the part I like, Daphne. And guys, listen to this last sentence in this comment. The embodiment of empathy has many names in many cultures and can take many forms.
Yes.
Put love in the place of empathy. The embodiment of love has many names in many cultures and can take many forms. You see, spiritual things, that's what God is. That's what Source is. It's spiritual. So spiritual can manifest into anything it needs to be.
Exactly.
So like here it says, empathy itself, that love, that feeling of empathy, it's a spiritual part of God. It should be in all of us. The more we practice it, the better we get at it. It should be what guides your life, to be honest with you. But when you are empathic towards others and have that empathy towards others, you have that love, that spirit of God flowing through you. Well, that's empathy manifesting in the form of human at that moment. But spiritual things that are of God can manifest and will manifest into any shape, form, whatever it needs to for that individual.
Exactly, yeah.
So, okay, moving on along. This one says that I have met Ashtar. Although, again, not the sensationalized version we have been fed, but the very plain and easygoing version, no uniform and all that. He is the right hand of God, apparently.
Now, isn't Ashtar mentioned in the Bible?
Seems like. I know Ashtar, Ashtoreth. Seems like some connection. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't want to
there
say
you
the
go.
wrong name, but yeah.
I like the way that this person brings it out. It's not the sensationalized version that we've been fed, but a very plain and easygoing with no uniform at all. That Ashtar was the right hand of God.
Interesting. It kind of sounds like the Jesus.
Exactly.
Jesus is the
No
right hand
matter
of God,
what religion, you have the same concepts.
Well, Christianity is built on previous religions. People don't know that. Christianity has roots in Egyptology, Tibetan, Hinduism, Indianism. Yeah, Christianity is not an original
collective
group,
of
guys.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way,
all of it has been manufactured.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. That way, they could control the masses and try to bring unity, bring everybody together
To the empire,
with one. So that they cherry picked from each of the religions to bring out a deity that would bring people together.
Yeah, you're right. So, of course, that's a conversation for another
Yes,
episode.
most definitely.
That's a conversation about 40 episodes.
Yeah, that's one you got to put your boots on for.
Yeah, you put your wading
Yeah,
suit
put your waders
on.
on.
Okay, moving on along. Daphne, would you take the next one, please?
Actually, it depends on the religion you were raised in as to which religious figure you're likely to encounter. Though most NDEs involve family members, our NDEs are designed to give us an insight into what lies ahead for us, and our religion does not matter. NDEs are individual in nature, and you see what you need to see. Hello, thank you.
Okay. That kind of wrapped it all up right there at the end. They are.
Yes, exactly.
We say that
what
a lot.
we say all the time. Yeah.
They are individualized. So it depends on the person, and what that person, what the spirit, I feel, needs to let that person know, and
so they can grow,
and that will appear as whatever it needs to appear as.
Right. And most people who have had an NDE have what we call killed the ego, killed that sense of separation, and can set aside fears and can unite and love on a deeper level than before their experience.
Yeah. And what people don't really know, a lot of people don't know, is that true enlightenment, the first step of true enlightenment is you have to be crucified. You have to go through
kill your ego,
a ritual to kill the ego. And that has to be done by a master. This is not something anybody can just do because they say they're enlightened. I mean, you have to destroy the ego, because the ego itself will even fool you, making you think that you are enlightened. Okay, moving on along. This next one says that, yes, Abdul Baha of the Baha'i faith. I was going down the tunnel towards the light. In the light was Abdul. All he said to me was, you can stay or go. It's up to you. And I told him that I would go back. Then, all of a sudden, I was going back down the tunnel and found myself still sitting on my bed in my work clothes. Okay. OBE?
Something happening to their physical body.
Either way, yeah, definitely an OBE.
Something distressing, yeah.
They were taken out because they went down the tunnel, and they did see the light and everything. But, okay, so this Abdul, I don't really know a lot about.
Yeah, I don't either. Is it on our list?
We've got a little bit of information. Okay, this Abdul,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about him. Do you know a little bit about Abdul, Daphne? You can maybe share with us?
It says the significance is a prominent interpreter and promoter of the Baha'i teachings. The origins were from 1844 in Persia, which is modern-day Iran, and the symbolism of the Abdul Baha is advocating for unity, peace, and justice, which is a symbol of servitude and wisdom.
Okay, cool. So it was a nice positive being that person actually experienced there as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'd never even heard of that one. So, see, that's what I'm saying. There are so many religions out there and faiths that there can't be just one that is the only way to that divine essence, what we call God.
No, you have to get back to the universal laws, because you can be any religion you want, but you can't break universal laws.
Exactly.
If you were practicing universal laws, the law of love, the law of grace, the law of peace, the law of self-responsibility, that is where you need to be
Our
going.
society would advance. Oh my gosh. From what I've heard and read, we are such a primitive in our time here in this realm of reality.
And it seems like the majority, I wouldn't say all, but a lot. I wouldn't even say the majority, because I really don't know, but a lot of people, that's just, it seems like it's getting worse. If they have no interest in enlightenment or spiritual things, or they just don't. That's like almost a dumbing down, but I'm glad that on the flip side of the coin, that people are waking up.
Yes,
there is an
that
enlightenment.
consciousness
There is
is
that
being
awakening.
raised.
Yeah, so that's what we need for everybody to waken up.
And that's why we do this podcast, to help raise that consciousness, to help enlighten people out there, just to make you aware of who you really are, that we all truly are one, and that love is all there is. Be a better defined person than what you have been in the past. I mean, I'm having to make adjustments myself in this. So, and that's that part of raising that consciousness. When you can look back and say, oh, wow, look where I was and look where I'm at now, and how far ahead I can go and grow.
Oh, you could never stop.
Exactly.
Eternity's too big.
Exactly. Yes. So
Okay, moving on along. It says here that most of it boils down to your emotions and therefore possibly belief. All right, the ascended master of your belief system and emotions. Okay, we've kind of covered that. I like this next one here. It says that many teachers of one message.
thank you.
I like that.
I see that.
There's
Yeah, a
only
lot.
one, the one God, one message, that message of love, but many different teachers taught this.
Yeah, and that divine essence is sending out those messengers throughout the world to where you can comprehend and understand and become close to it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's the message. And religion is not about division, although that's what it does, but it's supposed to be the message of oneness, because it is one message. So, but many teachers. I like that.
Even like the words from Yeshua in the Nazarene's book, he says, "I came to unite."
Came to bring peace.
Yes, came to
And
bring
just think
peace
how the
and
Bible
unite.
took that and changed it. I didn't bring peace. I brought a sword to divide and to bring division between. No,
That's for that control.
that's for that Catholic
But that's
Church
that
and
beautiful,
Christianity.
that's that beautiful message that is shared through the many teachers, is that love and peace and unity that we're supposed to have.
Yep, exactly. Okay, go ahead and take this next one, Daphne, if you would, please.
It's different for everyone. You all create your life. You will create your afterlife too, with your thoughts, imagination, and much more. Make it a beautiful one.
Okay. Every one of those sentences are little nugs, of course. It's different for
Yes,
everyone.
most
That's
definitely.
what we say. It's all individualized. And that you create your own life.
And we need to make it a beautiful one right here. Make heaven on earth here and now.
Right now. Because you can
Yes.
carry on over. If you do the good now, guess what? You can bring that good with you when you go over. You can reap that
Yeah.
on the other side.
Reap what you sow.
Yeah, very good. Well, it looks like we've got time for one more. Actually, it's the last one on the list here, so we're good. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up with this last comment, Daphne. It says that my understanding of the afterlife is that whatever your quote-unquote religious orientation was during life determines or has an influence on what or who will be presented to you when you pass from this life. Final comments, Daphne.
Yes, I totally agree with this. I mean, it's you make it what it is. So if it's Mohammed or Krishna or Jesus or Buddha, any other one of these that we've named throughout this episode, make it a good one. Make it a good one.
See the good in them. See the good in all. See the
Yeah.
good in yourself. Be the good. Be the light. Let your light shine. Right? Ain't that what we say here on the show?
Right, as can be. Yes, most definitely.
Very good. Very good. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. But we just kind of want to, throw it out there that, a lot of people have certain beliefs and things like that there's only one way to this. But, the truth is there's many ways. And we have to respect and love people of all backgrounds and love people from all religions, love people from all faiths, because we are all in this together. And we're all human. And we all are bound to the universal laws. Those is what we can't break, and we're going to get into those here soon. We got some surprises coming up in the near future on that as well for you
Look forward
guys.
to
We're
doing that.
going to help turn all of you guys into little
Light
spiritual, little spiritual bombs going off everywhere. So little light bearers. Okay, perfect. Daphne, any final comments before we wrap up?
Be love.
Be love. All you got to do is love.
All
you gotta
you
do is
need
be.
is love.
Yeah, that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, don't forget to go to the website, guys, NDE world for more information. We'll see you guys over there. We love you so much. May peace be with you all. Until next time.
Y'all let your light shine.
Hello, you beautiful souls. Don't forget to visit the website, NDE world. That is
NDE.world.